All right, hello and welcome. We are going to get started with the microcontrollers. Really excited about this project, and I'm excited to show you about how the Arduino works. Our Arduino is one of many different types of microcontrollers. This one's great because it's really supported well by a community of people that are constantly working to improve the product. So we're going to get started, and the nice thing about it is all you're going to have to do is go and Google Arduino and watch how easy it is to get started. So I'll go into here and I'm just going to type in Arduino. Oh, come on now. Okay, there we go. It actually comes up for you. And the first link is the Arduino Home. Get familiar with this. This site is fantastic. It's got all sorts of answers to questions you may have. It has example projects. It also has a forum where you can get to know community members doing projects just like you. So one of the things you have to know first about a microcontroller is it's kind of like a pet dog. It's going to do what you train it to do, and it's going to be real fast, but we have to be able to give it commands. So the way we do that is we're going to download a programming environment. So if you go from that Arduino site and hit download, it takes you to this right here. And the nice thing about the Arduino software is that it's constantly being updated and improved. So the most up-to-date version is going to be on this site, or any controller that you go to, it will be on their forum or their version of this. And you just have to, you are going to need to know the version of your computer's operating system. Mine is a Windows computer. Takes you to this page here where it suggests that you donate. Again, this is a free software that's being supported by people looking to help your project be great. So I do recommend donating. I'm at this point going to do the just download. At this point, it opens a download for an exe file. I'm going to pause our recording while that downloads, and I'll be back when it's finished. All right, I'm back. So that took a couple minutes to download, and now it's finished. So I'm just going to double click it, and it's going to jump into a download and install process. So just go through, we're agreeing with all this stuff. Do the defaults are great, install, and we're back to another progress bar. So I'll pause the recording. All right, we're back. We're getting to the basic things here. Now it's talking about installing a driver device. This is how we get the Arduino to communicate with the computer's operating system. So just continue to click OK on these things, and as that finishes, I'll pause the recording. All right, back again, and now it says completed. So we're going to close this, and I believe at this point you have just installed the software environment for your Arduino. So we can close down this, and sure enough, an icon has shown up on the desktop. So I'm going to double click that, and let's watch what happens. It's going to go ahead and it's firing up, loading the configuration, and it's going to go through a few quick windows. I'm going to pause the recording and come back when we're at our programming environment. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that was quick. That was easy. In just almost no time, you've gone from just having an Arduino to now having a software development environment. So the basics of this is that there's a setup and a loop, and just like it describes here, the setup code is things that run once. This is where you're telling it what you're plugging into the Arduino, and then the loop is where it executes the commands over and over and over again. To give you a basic idea of how this works, you can always go to File, Examples, and here there's a tremendous number of really good examples. I'm going to go to the basics and hit blank. This should be your first program you ever run on an Arduino. And it opens up a new window, and it's got a lot more stuff in it. Before, it didn't have this is what you had, but see if you can recognize that it is in fact the same thing. At the very beginning, there's a grayed out section where the author of the code has written some comments explaining what happens. Then we get into the setup, where now we're recognizing from what we did before, we're initializing the pin 13 to be an output, which the pins are these guys right here. You'll see 0 through 13. These are different pins that the Arduino can control, where you plug in devices and they will react to either the pin being high or low, meaning it's getting voltage or it's not getting voltage. Then we come down to the loop, and there's an example of it getting its voltage and it getting turned off the voltage. So the command is digital write 13 high, delay 1,000, which means do nothing for 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second, and then go ahead and digital write low, and then delay again. We'll get into more of the code next time, but for now, we just need to go ahead and run our code. At this point, it is important that you go ahead and plug the Arduino in. So I've got the USB cable and the Arduino here. I'm going to plug that in. Man, oh man. There we go. And then I'm also going to plug it into the computer. And if we're lucky, we'll see something come up that talks about the driver on our screen. So I've just plugged it in, and there enough, installing the driver software. So now it's going to go through. It says, okay, the Arduino's on COM 22. So what I do need to do before I upload this is go to Tools and Port, and then just make sure that I have in fact selected this Arduino Uno on the COM 22. So that's ready to go. So at this point I should be able to upload my first code, and let's see what happens. It says it's compiling the sketch, which means it's doing some proofreading. It's making sure that all of the code in here makes sense and that there's no errors. And then we've gone ahead and uploaded that, and you can see in the camera how pin 13 is in fact blinking. So this LED, this light, is connected to pin 13. It's the only one of our pins that has a built-in light, and it's truly just to confirm that we're able to do what we just did, which is download our software environment, write some code, and upload it, and successfully have it communicating with the Arduino. And with that, you're done with the first part. We'll come back next time and talk about how to make this Arduino do much more cool things. All right, great job.